Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us all online today. Thank you again to those of you that registered. We're really impressed to see a lot of you being really mature about the change in plans and responding really quickly to them too. It's really great to see that you're taking your own schedules into your own hands and really taking on board the advice that everyone is giving to you. Hopefully, if you've had any questions, you've had them answered quickly up to this point. So please do feel free, if you ever have any questions, just email either the group chat, message the group chat, or contact Jabba or myself via WhatsApp too. So this is obviously quite a challenging time, not only in terms of society and the effects that it's having on people's health, but also, especially for you guys, because you're already going through a very stressful period of time anyway, with all the work that you're doing and your revision too. So it's really important that we safeguard our mental health. Now, some of you might not be worried at all. Others might be really anxious at a time like this. And when anxiety is already high due to, normal lives, which is, revision for your exams, it can really make other things feel even bigger than they are. So the advice I would give you at a time like this is to really take care of yourselves. Just make sure that you're drinking lots of water, you're eating healthily, you're exercising good personal hygiene, which I know you're all very good at, regardless of the pandemic. But making sure that you're washing your hands as regularly as possible. And when you think about the spreading of this illness, don't think about it in terms of necessarily catching it yourself, but think about it in terms of the people that you could pass it on to, and then the people that they could pass it on to. So we really just want to do all that we can to contain the virus and make sure that elderly, so all of our grandparents, and those with underlying health problems like asthma and other health conditions stay safe. So let's really use this as an opportunity to just have a good sense of community and look out for each other. Things that you could do now that it's a particularly difficult time for the most vulnerable in society is think about donating anything from tinned food products to sanitary towels, to toilet paper, even though that's probably quite hard to come across now, to your local food bank. There is one on Selby Road in Tottenham. And I think there are another few that are local to Wood Green that you can Google online. It's really important that we look out for the people most vulnerable. So please, let's just do all that we can to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and taking care of each other. Another piece of advice I would like to give you is really to think about the source of the information that you're reading. I know that it's very easy to see a headline and just kind of get panicked by it or take it as the truth. But we've spoken before during our sessions about critical thinking and really thinking about what's behind that headline. Is there a fact behind that headline, or is it opinion? And which media outlet is releasing a headline like that? Is it a trustworthy one, or is it a newspaper outlet that might just be doing that to get clicks on their articles and therefore make more money? We really need to be skeptical about the news that is going around at a time like this. So my advice to you would be to follow the World Health Organization on Instagram and any other social media platforms that you regularly use, as well as the government, as well as trustworthy outlets like BBC News. We really hope that in the coming weeks, we're going to get better visibility of how this health pandemic will affect One Degree and will affect Woodside School and will affect the exam timetables. But for now, it's pretty much business as usual. So obviously you've seen that One Degree has moved to an online form, and we see no difference in this. We're still going to be doing the briefings as we're doing right now, and we're still going to be working through the exact same materials as we would have done in person. We will also have mentors online, and the core team, which is myself, Jabba and Roger, will still be on hand every Saturday during the same hours. So please, please, please ask all the questions you need to in advance of Saturday, in advance of each session, but just make sure that you're taking this as seriously as you would do if we were running the sessions in person. So you would have seen that we sent out a briefing sheet last week, or during the week. I just want to make a really clear distinction between the two online platforms that we're using. The first one is the Student Zone, which is where you will access the worksheets for the subjects that we are working on. So with our in-person sessions at Ada, all of the course materials that you are working through with your teachers will be accessible via the Student Zone. Now, the way that we are supporting you via the core team, me, Jabba and Roger, and our mentors and students, and teachers as well, is via the One Degree network. So on this network, you can post questions, you can engage with each other, just like you would in person, but we're just doing it online. So we really want to encourage you to use this platform to participate in the Saturday sessions. There will be rewards for those that do. And yeah, we just want to make sure that it's a really good place for you to keep getting all the information that you need and the support that you need, just as you would in person at the college. So just on top of the serious bits, I think we can really use this time to start thinking about creatively about how we can engage and have fun with each other, not in person but online. So obviously you've seen that One Degree have moved to an online platform for the time being, but I've seen some really nice examples of people using Google Hangouts and WhatsApp video calls to still have fun. So just because pubs and clubs and places that we might usually go to are closing down, it doesn't mean that we can't, and just because we can't go to each other's houses, it doesn't mean that we can't still interact with each other. And interacting with each other is so important for our mental health. So I'd really encourage you to do things like, creating quizzes. Like you could have a pub style quiz on a Google Hangout, or you could even have a dinner party where you all cook the same things in your own houses, and you all eat together, putting on the same music, so you've got exactly the same atmospheres. You can still have a really nice time online. So it's really important that we are taking the government advice, which isn't ideal because we all want to be hanging out around each other, but we're taking their advice and we're just finding an alternative way to do what we would do usually.